Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Dominion Gaming TV. My name is Wolf, and I am bringing to you some more Heart of the Swarm. Actually, no, not more. My first Heart of the Swarm beta action, and it's going to be a quick cast from a good friend of mine. He is not the Protoss, but let's introduce this guy first. The map is Newkirk City, which is a part of the ladder in the Heart of the Swarm beta. He is TOS. He is red. He is overloading. Oh yes. Now, the man who we are talking about, he is kind of a boss. He is Terran. He plays for Team Karnage. Yes, you may have seen some stuff from them before. They were derailed for some time, but now they're Karnage. They've gone back to their old team, which is just the UK-based team Karnage. He's kind of a bio boss, and his name is Jimmeh. Alright, so this game, I asked these guys on their chat, their Skype chat, hey, do you guys have any awesome games to cast? And he said, hey, cast this one because it's awesome. It's an epic PvT. So who doesn't like PvT? As long as it's not a mirror matchup, I'm fine with it. Unless it's TVT, which is kind of interesting sometimes, although it's very slow, very methodical, and all that crap. But still, as ZVZ can get pretty exciting, but since there's been so many of them recently, it's just kind of annoying trying to watch them. Let's actually just quickly point out a few different little things that you can see here. It's just like the little bit of change in the UI. This doesn't go up so high, and so it's nice and compact. This has come down a bit. It's got a new sort of border around it. It's got like new little buttons, and it just feels really refined. What you saw there right at the start was the probes go automatically to work. That's a new feature in Heart of the Swarm, as well as when casting a game you get the color of their thing and then the shields, which is kind of annoying when casting, but whatever. I prefer just to have the green, which shows the health, whatever it is, on each side. But then again, this does make it easier to differentiate with the different teams. Now, right now, nothing all that different is happening here. Just getting up some Marines here. More than likely, just going to be bunkering off at the front. Now, getting up that Cybernetics core, which is standard crap right here. Actually, the TOS has got two gas here working on four workers, so more than likely going to be doing something with that, some sort of timing that he needs to have those 4 workers in gas for. The SCV will come up here, and we'll be able to scout absolutely everything. The Zealot's going to be moving out across the map, so if he's getting a second Zealot, the Zealot is able to move out across the map and just put on some pressure. But if a bunker is placed down here, there isn't anything that the Zealot can do. If there is, well then you have to be careful about that. Now factory is now on the way, and frames are a thing apparently. Jimmeh is just getting up that factory to go into that either 111 or some form of early medevac play. Getting the mothership core right now on the Nexus, which really it isn't rushed anymore. Early in the beta it was rushed, but now players seem to be just getting an economy over anything, and now frame drops, I apologize, but getting the an economy and then getting this because they buffed the cost of it. What is it now? Oh, okay, it's 100, but still, they sort of made so that the mothership core wasn't so easy to get. So it looks like it's going to be some sort of Zealot mothership core pressure. This Zealot who was running up the ramp will end up dying. So that is the case. Now getting a starport, more than likely going to be going for a 111 here, because he is still on 1 base and should be looking to expand, but hasn't. Now the Nexus, it has gone down. Mothership core going to be coming over the back of the base to be able to check out what is happening there, while also putting on some pressure early in the game. We'll more than likely be able to scout absolutely everything now. TOS player is going to be getting a robo facility, more than likely just going to be taking up and playing a macro game, whereas Jimmeh is going for this more one-on-one style that he seems to be going. Now the Marines will force back the mothership core. Doesn't want to lose that, and it would be a bit of a loss if he did. He does take some hull damage, not a whole lot. Getting now the armory, more than likely to be able to get those battle hellions. Battle hellions are great in Heart of the Swarm. Basically, you just turn your Hellion into a walking unit, so sort of like a fire bat or whatever, and gives it like, I don't know, an extra 40 life, I think it is, maybe a bit more, and can be healed by medevacs, which is an excellent sort of build. Now this could actually really work against TOS now. Have the Hellbats tanking while also doing lots of damage to Zealots, and the medevacs healing the Hellions, so that is also a possibility. Extra gateways are now being placed down for overloading. Going to be sending out the Observer to be able to see exactly what's coming his way, because he still doesn't really know what is coming his way. And now Widowmine is on the way for our Terran player. More than likely he's going to be waiting for that Widowmine to get to be able to move out across the map. Now the Zealot here at the Watchtower will get shot down. No, it'll just get away because Zealots have slightly more speed than a Marine, but the Marines will try and get cut off the Zealot, and they do. The Zealot goes down. SCV up here on the top side checking out for any sort of drops. This Observer doing the same thing down here instead of actually going out to scout. Sentry on at the main ramp. He does actually think that these Marines are going to be coming out across the map, so he does pull all of his probes back to his main base. This drop will be scouted by the Observer, and there is some Stalkers here to be able to counteract that, but the Widowmine will do so much damage. I don't exactly know what he can do. The Stalkers will be able to do a fair bit of damage. If he drops any of his units too late or too early, it might be a bit of a pain here. Dropping the Widowmine. The Widowmine does get down. One of the Battle Hellions will go down. He needs to move out that Observer to be able to take it out, but that Widowmine is now in the main and will be a bit of a pain in the ass. Marines are going to be coming in here into the main right now. Stim on the way as well as getting additional medevacs. They're going to be focus firing down this Nexus. Some Stalkers and a Sentry and Immortal. It will be able to get taken down quite quickly, and as well as the Hellbats will be able to get taken down quite quickly because of that Immortal, but the Marines are doing so much damage. Going to be able to, if they focus fire, they probably could have killed one or two of the medevacs. Going to be using the Confucius, no, going to be using the, what is it? Wow, the new upgrade for the Ignite Afterburners for the medevac to be able to pick up the Marines and get out of it. Another drop going to be coming in here with a Widowmine and two Marines. Going to be really careful though, because the there is the Purify ability on the Nexus right now. They're going to be taking down all of these Marines and Widowmine really quickly before they can actually do anything. Looks like the Widowmine up here was cleared out. Now going to be moving away with the Afterburners right now. Actually, the Widowmine didn't go down. So it looks like Jimmy's going to be looking to expand behind this after doing not really a whole lot of damage really, but it did delay a lot of mining time on that natural. He's still behind in some sense in that case, but getting up additional barracks as well as getting a reactor onto this factory, more than likely to get more Widowmines. Widowmines are quite amazing in whatever matchup. It's sort of like an early EMP where you can just throw a bunch of Widowmines at some Stalkers and get their shields down to fight with ghosts and Vikings, not really the Marine Marauder that he has. He has quite a large number of Marine Marauders right now, but he needs to get some other things. Vikings going to be going out around the map, searching out some things. This pylon will be a forward warning system to be able to scout things out. The DT is at the Zelnaga Tower, and the Raven will scout that out and kill it. That's one thing I really like about what Jimmy's doing. He got the Raven just because. No other reason. It really helped with those DTs a lot. Now he does have all these Vikings here, and we'll be able to see this army coming in. He may want to back off here. The blink, if there is yet the blink, he blinks in, and we'll be able to kill off the Marines and some medevacs here for free. Doesn't actually kill off any of the Vikings though, so his Colossus count will be quite small. But Storm is here, and that will make or break the game. Scan going to be going down over here to check out what is around. Now our Protoss player overloading is looking to put on some pressure, getting up some forward pylons here, some multi pylons, just to be able to warp in at different phases or places if he needs to. Whole bunch of Templars going to be coming in here, and that's going to be a whole loaded Storm just going to be going down over the army of Lemony Tang. Wow, he's also Team Karnage, but still Jimmeh. And now the Archons are going to be morphing in here. These Vikings have quite a good location, but the Stalkers will be able to blink in here and do a lot of damage. But point defense drones do go down. A EMP, which missed absolutely everything right there. Now Stalkers going to be coming around to the south side of the army of Jimmeh. They're going to be moving in to see what they can do. Going to get a concave here in between the buildings. Going to be going in towards the fourth here, and going to be putting on some pressure to see that it's the planetary fortresses, and decides to back up here. The Marines and Marauders are so clumped up here. If a Storm goes down, massive EMP on the army, and now some hallucinated Colossus do come in here. A Storm does go down, 4 or 5 Storms going down to 1 Marine. I do not know what's happening here. Planetary Fortress going to be doing a lot of damage to the Marine Stim, just to keep going back to keep these High Templar on low energy. He's actually going to be sniping the High Templar because they're all on low energy. But all this Ghosts die. He's going to be putting on a lot of just going into an engagement here. But all of the Zealots have died here, warping in more Zealots right now, and going to be stimming forward and take up a whole lot of damage. But he doesn't really have that many medevacs to be able to heal what he needs to heal. Going to be backing off here. He doesn't have any Colossus and any Storm right now. He lost all of his High Templar in that engagement. Something went wrong there, and the Micro +3/+3 is now on the way. +1 shield is also on the way. More Dark Templar, as well as getting additional Planetary Fortress to be able to protect these bases from DTs, and that's just going to be a whole lot of damage. The what was that? That was a scan. Yes, no, it's the Raven still alive in the army. Going to be moving across there to take that out. 2 nukes are on the way for Jimmeh, and just going to be warping in more High Templar, getting additional Colossus here to see what he can do. More shield upgrades are on the way for those Archons, so that they're more useful here, because at the moment they're not doing a whole lot with their 350 shield. Now, the +2 shield is on the way. Additional Vikings coming out. He did lose a lot of his Vikings, but doesn't really have that many medevacs. Actually, no, he has a sufficient amount of medevacs. I take that back. The SCVs will come in here to be able to repair all of these ships here that he needs. +3 ship weapons are on the way to be able to take down any Colossus really quickly here. So that's going to be a lot of damage coming from these Vikings. In fact, let me find out how much that is for you. It's going to be 16 damage versus armored. I don't exactly know what the upgrade gives him, but it will give him more high-sec auto tracking on the way, so that these turrets and or Planetary Fortress can do a lot more damage from a distance, plus getting the building armor, which is good upgrades in his situation. He just wants to turtle down on these bases because he knows that he is ahead in the economy, and he wants to stay that way. He's on 5 base. He's actually on probably about a 3 base economy, considering his natural is almost mined out, and he's on 3 big bases. Now pushing out across the map, overloading, deciding to do that. He's got a lot of Zealots and some quite a few Storms here, but he needs to be really careful. Storm scan does go down to be able to scout absolutely everything in the army that overloading has, and we'll be able to set up his army accordingly. I don't really think that overloading wants to attack into Jimmeh, but I think he's thinking that he needs to do it, or else he won't be able to fight him in the late game, because he just doesn't really have the economy. But then again, he does have the bank, and Jimmeh is constantly producing right now, getting up and maxing his army before overloading. It does, which is quite uncommon for a TVP in this situation, that is for sure. Just going to be sitting here, and a nuke is going to be going down on over here at the cannons, and we'll be able to put on a lot of pressure. Probably going to kill some probes here, and the nuke will be able to land Yes, it does. The cannons will go down, and Ghost will kill all of the cannons. Another nuke going to be going down here onto the minerals or the probes here. Will he be able to scout it out? Another nuke going to be going down onto the mining of overloading. Is he going to be able to get one observer out? He sees the ghost, but he isn't doing anything about it. The nuke is going to land no matter what. He didn't do anything about it. All of the probes die, and another nuke going to be going down here onto the nexus here at his natural, and all the probes die. How many probes does he has left? He has 28 probes. That is next to nothing here. That is crazy economical damage here just done by Jimmeh. Jimmeh going to be nuking down onto the natural, the fourth base over here of overloading. Overloading getting a bit impatient. Going to be moving out across the map. Going to be blinking forward to take out the going to be blinking forward to take out the point defense drone. Nuke going to be coming down here, killing more probes. It's a whole buttload of probes dying here. More nukes are being researched here, and overloading decided to push out here. He's lost his economy, so what can he do? He's producing 5 probes at a time, but will that be enough? We'll find out right soon. Another nuke going to be going down here onto the base here. Going to be killing off the gas. Going to be killing off the all the gas here. All of the gas. Going to be killing off all the probes and the attack. It's just going to be so much damage here coming in, so much pressure for these nukes. One of the ghosts die, but another nuke will land over here at the natural here, killing off more tech, killing off more shields. Overloading here is in the north side of the base, going to be dancing around here, around the 5th base, 6th base going down for Jimmeh. Jimmeh getting 4 additional command center, as well as 4 additional turrets to be going around here fend off any sort of war prism. Jimmeh is just playing this textbook. He's just going to be turtling. He's going to be playing and just going to be nuking all day. So much pressure and damage going to be going down. This ghost is even uncloaked inside Jimmeh, inside Overloading's base. And what can he do? So is this ghost. This ghost over here is just not doing anything right now until they get the more nukes. And the more nukes that he has, the less economy that he has. So Overloading really needs to do something about this, but he doesn't really have the economy to be able to do anything about this. All he can really do is bring in more High Templar and bring in more Archons, but that is about it, really. Another nuke going to be going down here onto the Nexus, going to be killing off a few more probes, as well as killing some more SAVs. These all these Marines do stem forward and will be caught up here, more than likely just to be able to free up some supply for some other units. Now ship armor and vehicle armor is on the way, more than likely just for those ships that he has. Now another nuke does go down, going to be killing off some more probes. Another nuke goes down onto that same Nexus. He's going to be trying to kill that Nexus as soon as possible. He's going to be constantly nuking that Nexus, and the Nexus will go down to the Terran nukes. Ghost going to be coming in here and going to be doing mass EMPs here, EMPing the entire army of Overloading. Jimmeh really needs to move up his army here, which is exactly what he's doing. He's moving up his entire army. He's going to be steaming forward with his Marauders. The Vikings going to be really careful though, but he will be able to take off the Colossus really quickly. Marauders going to be coming in here, kiting back as much as possible. He doesn't actually have any Marines. He's lost a lot of his army. They're both even supply here. That's a lot of Zealots moving in here, recharging all their shields. He doesn't really have a whole lot. He's just going to be sitting here and doing whatever he can in the tight choke that he has, and going to be sitting here and doing whatever he can with these Marauders. All massive storms onto the SCVs. SCVs going to be getting a lot of damage done to them. A lot of cutting here. The Vikings do land because they have taken out all of the Colossus. Planetary Fortress 1 does go down. The second one will be going down almost in a moment. But all of Overloading's army is in the back here and isn't really doing a whole lot of damage to the Marauders. Marauders are doing so much damage to the army. All he has left is Stalkers and Immortals. The Stalkers and Immortals will take so much damage from these Marauders, but the Marauders have no medevacs and they may be able to be taken down. Another goes down over here onto the Nexus here, and more than likely going to be able to kill it this time, and it does kill the Nexus. But the army of Jimmeh is so low, but he does have the production and he does have the economy to back this back up, get more Marines, get more Marauders, and get some more nukes, baby, because that economical damage that was done on Overloading was just too much. If we look at our units, we have a look at our units, we have 47 SCVs to the 40 probes of Overloading, and Overloading doesn't really have the economy to be able to produce whatever he wants. He doesn't really know what he can do, so he's going to be pushing out across map, seeing what he can do. Additional Templar are on the way, but these bases already have planetary fortresses. Well, one is about to spawn anyway. Going to be coming in here and probably going to pull the SCVs to be able to heal the planetary fortress. No, the SCVs will actually now go. Where am I going to be landing? Right in the middle of the army here. It's going to be really careful. It's going to be really careful if he lands. He's going to have to it's going to have to attack whatever he wants. He does land onto a Stalker. Stalker almost dies. All of the SCVs and mules will end up dying, but he's just going to sacrifice his base to get up a bigger army, and he's just going to go for a massive drop here. This is crazy from Lemony Tank. I mean, wow, Jimmeh, God, why do I keep on getting him mixed up? God damn it, because I've casted Lemony Tank so many games before, and they're both from Team Karnage, they're both Terran, and they're both bosses. Now, let's get back to casting this. A massive drop going to be coming in here with a bunch of Marauders, bunch of Marines, going to be coming from Jimmeh into whatever economy that Overloading has left, or what left of it. He did end up killing off 2 bases of Jimmeh, but will that be enough? He did lose one of his own bases, and he's barely mining. He's only on like a 1 base economy right now. He's still got some mineral patches in his next. Oh, massive drop going to be just going to be coming in here using the boost here, and just going to be going past the cannons. Nuke going to be going down on top of his army. Another ghost going to be put up into this into the what's it called, into the medevac, and going to be doing another drop. The Thingo does end up dying because of the Purify, but another nuke going to be going down somewhere. Where is that nuke? No nuke yet. Okay, so what's really happening here is just delaying, killing off as much economy as he can, because he does have the superior economy right now. Well, I think he does, at least. Well, actually, that's debatable. Okay, he does have the better superior economy. He has like double the mineral income of Overloading right now. He's just macroing really well right now, and getting more units, because then again he is getting more and more units. He's getting 3 additional Ravens for that point defense train, as well as getting the Seeker Missile, which will be excellent for him. So scan does go down to be able to scatter absolutely everything that is in the army of Overloading. He realizes that he doesn't really need more Vikings in this situation. All the ghosts can be sitting over here by the planetary fortresses. He does scatter his planetary fortresses and decide to back away from it, because that would be stupid. Massive EMP is going to be going down onto the army. Yes, all of the EMPs go down on top of the ghost. More MPs go down on top of the Zealots, and all he needs to do here, Jimmeh just needs to stim in here and be able to do a whole lot of damage. Overloading in full retreat. All of these High Templars have like next to no energy. Won't be able to do anything. He'll be able to do like with 3 or 4 defensive storms, and that's exactly what he does. A massive storm goes down onto the army of Jimmeh. Jimmeh is going to be pushing forward here, even with his ghost going to be scanning to be able to see absolutely everything he's got. He's going to be putting down more EMPs across the army of Overloading. Overloading just A-moving. He is sick of this. He's going to try and take out this Jimmeh the King. Another massive storm in Jimmeh's army. Jimmeh needs to micro his army. All these medevacs are going to be going into hell. He needs to keep on microing, but will it be enough? No, he loses his army again. He does have an army back at base, but he needs to be able to use it. He's going to be letting those Vikings. This is an intense game. This game is going on for way too long. My brothers are almost here, and I need to be able to say hi to them when they get here downstairs. But let's continue this cast. Additional ghosts are on the way. I don't exactly know what he can be doing with them. These ghosts are no longer inside the main base, and he's actually now mining from his natural, which is good. He's also gotten up this base right now as I look at it, so that will be handy. These Vikings will be handy in the coming battle. And now he just needs to be careful with his army, and needs to be able to micro. He just needs a bigger army right now, because he doesn't really have the ground army that he needs. And so he needs to get more of these Marine Marauders to be able to deal with the army that Overloading has. And he does have a sufficient number of ghosts to be able to EMP those High Templar, which is exactly what he needs to do. Energy is now recharging from Overloading on those High Templars, so that's exactly what he wants. But he does have the 2 command centers here going to be turning into planetary fortresses to be able to mine at his former 5th base a bunch of orbital commands over here at the 6th base of Jimmeh, and no, 4th base, sorry, of Jimmeh, and we'll be able to put down mules all day. He doesn't even decide to go up that army. He did put down the destructible rock towers to be able to protect this base, which was kind of awesome for him. He is just going to be sitting behind both of these. Was that downstairs? Oh god, this is getting crazy. Massive. The Zealots do come in here and get EMP'd. I need to be able to go down there as soon as possible, and let's see how long this game has. I don't really know. I don't really want to look to spoil it for you guys, but the Vikings are down here, and they're just going to be dancing around the base. A bunch of scans do go down onto the army of Overloading to be able to see exactly the positioning of it. Scans all day to be able to see everything, and they're just deciding to back up here. I really need this game to end, but apparently they just want to play longer, which I guess is the correct choice to do anyway. Now, right now, I don't exactly know what's going to happen in this situation. Just going to be sitting here and just going to be dancing until they one of them gets a favorable engagement, I guess. Now, what is Jimmeh doing? No, he can't do this. Okay, he's going forward to take off the pylon. Okay, I thought he's going to go engage with this army. Is he going to? No, he stems back. Good man. He decides to back away from that. He does have a 20 supply lead right now, getting some cattle bruisers out, and this is okay. Okay, apparently, pause please. Go. Thanks. Okay, let's go. So apparently they had to pause somewhere in there, but that is okay. I was a bit confused why he was typing PP instead of GG, and why he would be GGing in this situation. Go's going to be doing a nuke on top of himself. I am confused right now. Go's going to be going over here into the main, over here at the 4th location. Unit's going to be coming up here with the observers to be able to kill that off. The observer still hasn't seen the ghost. He does see the nuke. The nuke is almost about to land, but he will kill off the ghost before he's able to do it. He does cancel that nuke with his ghost. Anyway, the Nexus does go down. More cattle bruisers are on the way. Battle cruiser operational to be able to. That is like the key late game. Raven, Viking, battle cruiser, which is like that's the late game for any Sky Terran or for any Terran. That's like the ideal situation, but generally games don't go this long in a PvT because Terrans say P are OP and Protoss are OP, and they can't play in the late game. What they need to do is take some pointers here from Jimmeh and just play ultra defensive. This is a style I haven't actually seen from a Terran, but it is excellent. It's going to be playing ultra passive, ultra defensive, and making your Protoss player choose all the moves and just pick apart your opponent where possible. Nuke going to be going down over here onto this base again, possibly going to be forcing the cancel. I got some pull on my mouse, which is kind of annoying. Overloading is going back and forward, getting additional Archons in. Yamato cannon, which is on the way, which is weapon refit upgrade. Now the nuke does go down, does only get the shields of the Nexus. The cannon will spawn and finish in time to be able to see where that Majigga was. Additional SCV is going to be heading towards the top here, getting more gas, because gas is amazing. The bank is on the way for Jimmeh. Jimmeh needs to be really careful here. He has no vision of the army. He does see the army. He will more likely scan it in a moment. No, the army was on A move, or was just on A move, and he'll get completely surrounded. The army just completely goes all around Jimmeh. Jimmeh loses the majority of his forces here. There's a lot of ghosts, so there's going to be a lot of EMPs. He could probably use a defensive nuke or two here, and the Vikings will be able to do whatever he wants. Some extra EMPs do go down onto the army, going to be sniping off some zealots here and there. The army does decide to go forward and attack towards the 7th base up here in the complete north of Jimmeh's army here. He will end up losing that base, but the Vikings will come over here on the high ground, as well as the battle cruisers. The battle cruisers are going to be doing so much damage. Going to be taking down one of the Colossus really quickly. What can he actually do to actually kill all these battle cruisers? He doesn't really have the army to. He's only got a few stalkers and Archons here, and the battle cruisers will be able to do whatever he needs. He's going to back up here, play ultra defensive, but Overloading going to be pushing up here into the 4th base of Jimmeh. Jimmeh just going to be lifting up his base and just move away. It's going to be setting up the best battle that he can right now for himself. Ghost, Battle Cruiser, Viking right now. This is an intense sort of situation here. Archon, Zealot, High Templar, as well as Immortal, Stalker, and Colossus here from our Terran player, Protoss player. The Battle Cruiser Viking going to be moving in here, seeing what they can do. Just back up here, there's a lot of Zealots here, Stalkers here. Massive MPs go down to the army. A move from these Battle Cruisers. The Battle Cruisers will do whatever they can. There's so many ghosts, so many EMPs. There's EMPs across the entire army of Overloading. Overloading is going to be getting so much damage done to them, cloaked by the Ghost. The Ghost will just keep on going in here. The Cattle Bruisers will keep on doing more damage and kill off all of the Immortals, and so all he has left is the Immortals and Zealots. He can actually attack the air. The Cattle Bruisers will be able to move in here and clear up the army. What can Overloading do? He's getting additional freaking Immortals. Why is he getting Immortals in this situation? He needs more Stalkers. Stalkers and Void Rays to be able to take out the army here. He's just going to be using his Yamato Cannon and going to be killing off the army of Overloading. Overloading has taken a turn for the worst. This is exactly the style that Jimmeh wanted to play. Get to this late game. Just defend, 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 and get that superior army there, and to be able to deal with whatever is thrown at him. 3 additional battlecruisers are on the way. We have 2 battlecruisers over here in the main, which could be sent to the army. And what is Jimmeh going to do here? He's just going to defend, I think. It's the best thing that he can do, really. He's going to be coming in here. He's going to be putting down a buttload of EMPs or nukes or something. What is he doing with these? I have no clue. Either way, he is just going to be playing ultra passive again and force the mistakes to be made by Overloading. Overloading still doesn't have any enough Stalkers. He's got a few, but not a lot. Now I'm going to be going down onto the cannons so he can actually put on another nuke into the only real mining base of Overloading. He actually does have a few mining bases, but will he be able to get the nuke? The nuke does go down in time, and will actually kill off some of the Stalkers here. Really, I do feel that Jimmeh can push in here and win. He's just going to build more battlecruisers and then just play ultra passive. Oh god, this is going to be taking so long. I didn't realize how long this game was. I did look at how long it was going to take before I started the cast, but oh well, we will finish the game before I even go downstairs and get a drink. And speaking of a drink, I have some water in front of me, and I really need a drink, but I will not do it because it'll sound all slurpy and disgusting. Now, yeah, just going to be going a bit back and forward here from each of these players. Overloading, probably thinking about getting another base here. That base will be needed if he wants to stay in this game much longer. If we look at the income, we see that the gas count is actually quite even, but the mineral count is significantly higher for Jimmeh. If we actually look at that again, he does have more minerals because of those mules. He doesn't really need so many units. He's just getting additional goes and additional battlecruisers, and that's exactly what he needs right now. The battlecruiser is going to be doing so much damage actually, because he's got 3 upgrades. He's going to be doing so much damage, and the attack speed is 0.23 seconds between each attack, doing 9 damage. That's a lot of freaking damage. So much damage. Anyway, so they're just going to be dancing towards the top here, going to be seeing what he can do. Overloading, just going to keep that map controlled to be able to see everything that Jimmeh is doing. That's the best thing that he can do. Now that is actually my brother's car. I did hear it stop here, so I've got to be really careful and see how long this game goes for. Hopefully it finishes after this engagement. Zell's going to be moving in here, thinking that Jimmeh can't actually have that a whole lot, but he's got so many battlecruisers. That's a lot of battlecruisers. Ghost going to be coming in here, EMPing the entire army of Overloading. All the Zells have next to nothing. Wow, battlecruisers are just going to be doing so much damage. Just going to be kiting off the Ghost, killing off all of the units. All of the feedback are going to be going down on top of the battlecruisers. The battlecruisers are going to be storming his own Stalkers, and there isn't a whole lot that Overloader can do. Jimmeh will win the game. GG is called, and that engagement just went really south from there. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you very much for watching. My name has been Wolf. I'll see you guys next time.